John Adirola for TYT. Restaurants have apparently become no man's land for conservatives over the past couple of weeks with the news that we just found out that Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the sort of head press secretary for Donald Trump, was booted from a Red Hen restaurant in Lexington, Virginia late last night. Now, of course, this comes on the heels of Kirstjen Nielsen, the Department of Homeland Security head, being booed out of a Mexican restaurant, and there was one other, Stephen Miller had someone shouting that he was a fascist. Again, I think at a Mexican restaurant, which I don't think is any coincidence. They're all eating Mexican recently. But anyway, Sarah Huckabee Sanders went to this restaurant, and apparently the owner went and talked to her employees and asked what they thought about this situation. They wondered what message they would be sending by allowing her to remain there, and so they voted to tell her to leave. So she went and she talked to Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and Sarah Huckabee Sanders left, which of course she is very frustrated about, as anyone would be. So I want to say, first off, I think just let people eat at your restaurant. I despise Sarah Huckabee Sanders as much as probably anyone else in this country. I think that all she has done for about a year now is lie to cover for absolutely horrendous statements, for horrible policies, and I think that she does a great deal of damage to this country in protecting and shielding Donald Trump from a very justified criticism, and I'll go into more depth in that in a little bit later. That said, just let her eat and then have her go. Just let her eat. That way it doesn't become a gigantic story, because of course this has. So she has been complaining about it. All of her followers are saying, look at the left, they're not supporting her free speech or free eating habits or whatever. Now, of course, there has been some interesting hypocrisy here, because many of the people who are supporting her felt that the bakery owners should be allowed to not serve people based on their religious beliefs. Apparently religious beliefs more important than political beliefs. The interesting thing, of course, is that most restaurants do say that they can eject someone for any reason they want. Now, there are protected groups that you can't do that for, based on certain things, race and things like that. But being a liar isn't one of those protected categories. And there's no honest person in this country that doesn't say that she has repeatedly, ad nauseum, hundreds or thousands of times lied to cover for Donald Trump's crimes. And along the way, by the way, she said she just wants to be respected the same way she respects people. And that's what she does. She respects the American people. But she doesn't respect the American people when she lies about what's happening at the border. She doesn't respect the American people when she lies to cover for the dozens of women that have accused Donald Trump of sexual harassment and sexual assault, of his statements about shithole countries and how immigrants from Haiti all have AIDS and all of this. I mean, look, we could go through hours and hours of covering the various things that she's lied for. So are you really shocked that after doing that and being paid to do that, some people around America don't want you to be associated with a restaurant? Now, again, I think just let her eat there, but I also sort of understand. There was a cafe recently that had, they let Fox and Friends broadcast from there. And many of their regulars stopped coming because they didn't like that this restaurant owner was apparently allowing their place to be sort of linked or affiliated with the Trump administration. And so in capitalism, you got to wonder, if I allow this person to eat here, if I pretend that this is perfectly fine, what message am I sending to my other customers? And again, I think let her eat there. I think it's way simpler, but I do understand. And it looks like, I'm not sure. I'm sort of trying to watch the comments as they come in to see what people think. It seems like it's erring towards people thinking that she should have just been allowed to eat there. But if you think they should have booted her, just put in the comments a hashtag booter, and that way I'll be able to easily see that. It seems like people probably are erring on the side of this being a bad idea, although a lot of people, of course, are sympathetic to it. And it brings up see, I'm seeing a booter come up. Or hashtag not booter. I guess all I'm seeing is booters now. And so there will be some pattern recognition there. By the way, really, if I have to run off at any second, it's because my dog is wandering around in this park that I'm in. There's a lot of booters coming in. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe people want a booter. But anyway, so the larger conversation, though, is how should we approach people that we despise, that we believe stand exactly opposite all of our most closely held. I'm seeing some not booters, but a lot of booters. That's a lot of booters. Some don't booters. So how should we act? Should we yell shame? Should we yell that they're fascists? Should we kick them out of restaurants? I don't know. Any individual one of these acts does make me uncomfortable. I mean, I very much believe that we live in a society and there's certain social niceties that have to be observed for things to work, for people to get along. But at the same time, are we supposed to simply like lay down in the face of the rise of American fascism? Are we supposed to do that? I mean, over the past 24 hours, he's been once again going on a national campaign of propaganda trying to make people believe that all immigrants are criminals, that they're all rapists and killers. Are we supposed to simply allow that? Are we supposed to simply sit down and say, hey, sort of sucks that he's stoking racism across the country. That's unfortunate. I don't think that we can do that. I think that the stakes are way too high. Let me see where my dog is. No, still okay. Yeah, I'm the fascist. See, here's the thing. Fascist doesn't just mean you don't like the person. It's actually, there are historical precedents. It's an ideology, a combination of views on nationalism, the military, the economy, and things like that. So it doesn't just make sense to call leftists fascists. That doesn't actually make any sense. I know I'm arguing with someone who's not remotely interested in the truth, but anyway, so look, overall, I just wanted to pop in to say that I don't think that this is necessarily a good idea. But at the same time, I do think that we need to have a national conversation about how to approach these sorts of people, because they are out there, they are proud, they are stoking hatred and in many cases violence against a number of different communities, and I'm not simply going to sit down. Now, I can use the limited platform that I have to speak out against it, but I'm not everywhere. But a lot of Americans are, and they're going to choose to act how they want to. I notice you. Senpai has noticed you. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this quick impromptu video. By the way, if you haven't already started watching The Damage Report on YouTube TV, it airs every weekday from 9 to 10 Pacific time, 12 to 1 Eastern time on YouTube TV. If you don't have YouTube TV, you should. We've got a lot of awesome new shows on there, and you can get a free trial, by the way. You can also follow me on Twitter at John Idarola. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. I'm actually going to be on the first hour of the Young Turks on Monday with Anna Kasparian. So we'll probably be talking a little bit more about this come Monday. See you then.